Hi, I'm Liron Cohen.
And I'm Mimi Torchin.
And you're listening to Lady Parts TV, the podcast.
Whee!
Hello and happy Thanksgiving.
Greetings and salutations.
It always sounds like aliens have just landed on planet Earth.
Well, I think aliens have been on planet Earth.
No, I mean you.
Well, perhaps I am an alien.
Perhaps.
I believe that I am descended from aliens.
We all are.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello everybody, and
I
happy
hope you had
Thanksgiving.
a great Thanksgiving.
And this is our opportunity to say how grateful we are that you are here with us, listening week after week.
Absolutely, and how grateful we are to be here.
Yes. We'll start with the stats, baby. 43 shows.
Unbelievable.
I think we did good.
We watched our asses off.
Though a lot of them were half-hour shows.
And
not comedies, though.
did we even do the things that I watched all day yesterday? We didn't even.
Anyway, 43 shows, out of which 23 were written or co-written by women. That's 53%.
Excellent.
And 15 were directed by women, which is 35%.
Phenomenal.
Again, kind of average these days stats. We're very happy. And actually, there was one show that really brought our stats down. And we'll talk about it in a minute. And
it was worth it, though.
Yes, but the fact that we binged on 10 of them means that our stats would have been much better.
Not in one day, but over a period of about 3 days.
All right, let's start with my new obsession. It's not that new because I've been obsessing about it for months now in preparation. But now that I've seen it, I'm so relieved because you know how you wait and you wait and you wait and then, oh my God, it's such a letdown. So
often.
I am talking about Queen America.
Queen America.
Which is the first show we've ever watched on Facebook Watch.
I didn't even know Facebook Watch existed.
Well, yes. Well, I knew that it was part of where we watched Fiona. And
is Fiona part of the Cincinnati Zoo and all of that stuff?
Yes.
Oh.
So, but this is actually an original content, I think, made by Facebook, so that's pretty impressive. Just what we needed, one more name in the game.
Another streaming outlet for content.
I mean, but I have to say, this is an embarrassment of riches. We really don't have that much to complain about. We have fantastic new shows.
Yeah, I sort of do complain about it.
I know you do.
It is. It's too much. It's too much. We always feel like it's a FOMO. Always. I still haven't watched more than 2 dark Black Mirrors, and I want to watch them all.
If you don't know what FOMO is, it's fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Anyway, Queen America premiered on November 18th, and they released 3 episodes at once, half-hour episodes.
Good idea.
Yes, excellent idea, because really with every episode, what seems very shallow becomes deeper and deeper.
Yes.
And I think that's generally the idea, because the show is about Catherine Zeta-Jones, first of all, hello. Plays Vicky, who trains young women who want to become Miss America.
Yes, she trains the Oklahoma. It takes
it's
place
in Tulsa,
in Oklahoma.
Right.
And first they go into she trains them for their local pageants, and then for their state pageant, and then
and of course
and she's had success.
Eating disorders and fashion and obsessive exercise and all those things.
And talent.
The first 15 minutes of the show, that's what you think it is. But then you find out it's much, much more.
It's much deeper. It's much more interesting. It is very funny. But it
very
also
funny.
has its
very
serious
well
side. And
it's extremely serious. It's extremely complex. And the psychology of it, and Catherine Zeta-Jones, I think, and she's just such a wonderful actress. She infuses this character who could have been a caricature.
Absolutely.
She infuses her with so many layers. The show, again, the subject matter sounds like it's very shallow.
But it's very good. It's very interesting. Also, Molly Price and Judith Light has just entered the picture. I think at the end of 2 and through part of 3, and she's going to be
She infuses
amazing.
everything with so much gravitas.
Belle Schaus, who I don't really know, but she's playing the main.
She's a young girl, yes, and she's the main girl that Vicky has to take on for the Miss America pageant, and Isabella Amara plays Bella, Vicky's niece. Right? Or is she? And I think that it exposes the ugly sides of pageants, which I think there are many of, but at the same time, it also points out
why there's a need for them, especially for girls who are beautiful but can't afford college.
Are beautiful and smart.
Smart.
And use that as a leg up to get out of small towns.
The scholarships, people make jokes about them, but they are substantial. And many, many girls go into these pageants to win scholarships to school.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fantastic. I'm so happy they released the 3 episodes all at once.
Yes.
I can't.
Don't be put off by the first one, which is still fun.
No, it's the first 10 minutes. Again, it appears like what they wanted, what it appears to you maybe when you watch it on television, but then it starts going into the deeper and deeper and deeper layers and Vicky's life.
Yes,
and,
but even the non-deep layers are entertaining.
Well, entertaining, yes.
Even the shallow layers.
Yes. But anyway, I can't believe we have to wait a week between episodes now. This is going to be hard for me.
They're very smart. 3 and then 1 a week.
By the way, the show
How many episodes?
I don't know. I think a total of 10, but I'm not sure. By the way, the show was created by Megan Oppenheimer, an extremely heavy-duty female behind the scenes. And, of course, in front of the screen. I mean, it's women all over.
It's almost all women.
Yeah. Behind and in front. So Queen America on Facebook Watch. It's actually not that hard to cast it onto your television if you have a smart TV, or you can just watch it on your devices. But I always prefer a big screen.
We always prefer a big screen. And now to my obsession. On Amazon Prime, Homecoming. Starring Julia Roberts and Bobby Cannavale and Stephan James, who's in the new movie Beale Street Could Talk. Shea Wiggum, who you will recognize from things you've seen him as. He's very pivotal. Good. He's very, very excellent.
Homecoming.
It's about a secret project for soldiers coming back from Afghanistan with PTSD. And it's supposed to rehabilitate them. But, of course, there's a dark purpose. It's a conspiracy between the Department of Defense and a corporation. And it feeds into all of our worst fears about everything we feel about corporations and government. But it's very, very well done. Stick with it. It gets better and better every week. Julia Roberts.
Every week. We watched all of them in like 2 days.
Exactly. It's there to stream all at once. We watched 10 episodes in 3 days. I could have watched more. In fewer days.
By the way, they're half-hour episodes, which I think is really smart because they're so intense and they're so quirky and original.
Well, the creator and the executive producer, Sam Esmail, is the creator of Mr. Robot. And
it's very male-heavy behind the scenes. But
sensibilities play into this very much. It's visually disorienting at times.
There's back and forth in time.
Yes, there's time changing. I mean, I don't mean, as in time traveling. It does go back and forth in time. But I found it not too difficult. I had read an article with Julia Roberts. There is going to be a second season that said that she was worried about the ending of the first season, that it might not live up to people's expectations. But then when she read it and got to it, she found it very satisfying, and so will you.
Yes, we were worried.
We were worried, especially after I read that, because we were hoping actually that it would wrap up. And to some degree, it gives you a satisfying conclusion for,
which I so appreciate, because it really it's a very much a thriller.
It really, really, really is.
And with every episode, you discover a little more details about something that gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was worried about
scarier and scarier.
And I was worried about how they would wrap it up, and also when we heard there was a second season, how they would wrap it up but still keep it going. Right. So I think they did a great job with the finale.
Absolutely, and all of the acting. I just am in love with Stephan James.
Yes, he was
wonderful. You will fall madly in love with him. He's going to be a huge star, this boy. And Bobby Cannavale is even better than usual. I really, really found his character to be extremely complex, even though there's only one side to him. Yes,
and of course Julia Roberts.
Oh, and let us not forget Sissy Spacek.
Oh, that's right, who plays her
mother, and she is her usual wonderful self. It's offbeat, it's original, it's engaging, it's thrilling. And
Julia Roberts is fantastic.
And Julia Roberts, it's one of the best performances I've ever seen her give.
She doesn't usually get to play
so
things
vulnerable.
Like that.
Her character has many layers, many complications. It's really, really a fabulous show. Amazon Prime. I couldn't recommend it more highly.
It's all there.
If they paid me to.
It's all there, and you can watch it all in 5 hours. So go for it.
Exactly. Get a big bowl of popcorn, a fifth of Jack Daniels. No, I'm only kidding.
Just be careful. At some point, that might get cut in your throat because you will do a couple of times.
You might have nightmares.
All right. Up next is something that it's been going on for a while, but we haven't discussed it yet. And one episode specifically made us want to talk about it.
Well, I've been wanting to talk about it since it started, and I think I have mentioned it, Doctor Who, with the most engaging and adorable Jodie Whittaker. Now, I have to admit that I have not been a Doctor Who fan over the
it's hard for us.
decades
it's
and decades. Well, it has nothing to do with us. It's been on long before I even knew you existed.
But we haven't watched it all because for me, it's not really my fare. And I tried with Jodie as well, and there are certain episodes that I liked, but it's really not.
But
my thing.
Unusually, sci-fi is my thing. But
it's kind of campy sci-fi, isn't it?
Well, yes, it's a kind of a sci-fi that I didn't think I liked. I tried a few times. I wasn't engaged by it. The TARDIS seemed bizarre to me. The creatures from the off-worlds were
But we
strange.
kind of felt like it was...
But I wanted to watch this because of Jodie Whittaker.
The first ever female doctor. Now, you know what I wanted it to be? Because I didn't realize that she had to get used to the fact that she's a woman.
Used to her body and her sex.
I was hoping that the companions would stay... I mean, I know that the companions, sometimes they have little love subtext and stuff. I was hoping that they would stay women. Just the fact that she changed to a woman doesn't mean that her companions need to change. And I was hoping that there could be some lesbian overtones, but maybe something.
Well, I'm sure that all her companions have not been all women.
Well,
Some of her major ones have. I know that Billy Piper, who I wish I'm going to go back and watch those episodes.
And where is Alex Kingston?
She's
River Song. Isn't she there?
I don't know that she's a companion. I think she's a recurring character.
And Gemma Redgrave also makes appearances. So if I can please make a wish, if the gods of Doctor Who are listening, Jodie Whittaker, Alex Kingston, Gemma Redgrave, all in one episode.
Well, I have a feeling that over the years there have been many actors and actresses who we love who have appeared. I mean, Doctor Who has been going on for decades.
I know.
And
pretty cool.
But Jodie Whittaker is so engaging. She's so full of wonder and delight, and I hope it stays that way. I hope her
she kind of has
enthusiasm and wide-eyed wonder at things keeps up. And she's such a good human being, or whatever it is that she is. And as she says, if people need help, the doctor is there. It's my job to go through the universe helping people. And her companions are wonderful. I love Bradley Walsh, and who plays Grandpa, Tosin Cole, and Mandeep Gill are wonderful.
I wish they kept the grandmother.
The grandmother, yes, a wonderful, wonderful character. But
the episode that we really wanted to talk about specifically
is Rosa Parks.
Yes, I think it was called Rosa. It's season 11, episode 3, and starring as Rosa Parks is
Vinette Robinson, who is just wonderful.
Wonderful.
It's a very moving, very important episode. It gives you a little insight into the horrors of segregation, especially in the South. Anyway, it's, of course, Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat to a white person on a crowded bus. And the premise is that they have to make history work so that Rosa Parks can...
Well, another agent was trying to change history.
But it was sort of a white supremacist kind of a guy.
What I loved
played by the boy who was the male lead in Revenge. Yes.
What I loved about it is that it was very much rooted in reality, and so it made it approachable and relatable to me because I have a problem with things that are too out there.
It was very realistic in many
good.
ways, and Rosa Parks, you learn a lot about her personally that you didn't perhaps know unless you're a student of history and you made a point.
And again, Vinette Robinson was so touching,
lovely, and anyway, it's a sublime episode.
And now, if you if you don't know, we haven't watched it yet, but season 11, episode 7, which was just the episode that just aired on Sunday, was our very own Pete McTighe.
I don't know why he's our very own, but we do claim him.
Listen, to me, all of Wentworth is a family.
Head writer of Wentworth.
Right, and all of Wentworth is a family, and whenever one of them ventures out and does something else, I like to brag as if they're as if they're my relatives. But Pete, to him, I mean, writing for Doctor Who is pretty much the fulfillment of his greatest dream.
Yes, it's very exciting for him. And so we can't wait to watch episode 7, season 11.
Kerblem or something.
Kerblam.
Kerblam? Okay.
Yes. Probably has to do with some sort of maybe explosions or something.
So if you're not a Doctor Who viewer, but you are a Wentworth fan, you might want to check that one out.
If you're a Jodie Whittaker fan, and I think she has
absolutely.
many, it's worth checking out. It's quite an excellent show, and it always has something to say. It's not just sci-fi. It's sci-fi with
I think sci-fi in
a
general
little side
has a lot
order
to
of
say.
message, and it's quite excellent.
So Doctor Who is on, I think for us it's at least BBC America on Sundays.
Another new series, an Aussie series for us Aussie files. It's called Mystery Road. It's an Acorn TV original series. All 6 episodes are there.
Again, Acorn TV is a streaming service. It's fantastic. It's
very reasonable.
Pretty
it's
much
like
the
$5
cheapest.
a month.
It's the cheapest streaming service out there, and it's all
British, Canadian, and Australian. It's really
stuff.
A fantastic. I have many friends who that's the only streaming service that they subscribe to.
Yeah.
It's starring Judy Davis and Aaron Pedersen.
Can we just stop for a second? Judy Davis. I mean, for her to star
Judy Davis, who absolutely hasn't changed in 20 years. It's just amazing.
She's one of my favorite actresses.
She's a fabulous actress, but I wish she just didn't have that Raggedy Ann hairdo that she's got. But nevertheless, Aaron Pedersen I love. Both Aaron Pedersen and Deborah Mailman were in Jack Irish.
Yes.
Excellent. Aaron Pedersen I just love him. I find him very attractive, and he's the kind of the quiet, the rugged, silent type. It takes place on a cattle station way in the, do they call it the western part?
It's the Outback. I don't know, but it's the Outback.
Yeah, it's the Outback. They work on a cattle station. There are crimes and miscarriages of justice that stretch back into the town of Patterson's history. It's a very small town. The cattle station is probably their main source of employment. The vistas are gorgeous. It's shot
amazingly.
It's just gorgeous to look at. It's slow, which bothers my wife, but doesn't bother me. I am just fine to let things unfold at their own pace if they pay off, and to me it pays off.
Well, and every review that I've read said that it does pay off and that it is worth the wait. And you know, it's not like watching paint dry. Stuff happens, and it's good acting, and again, beautiful to look at. I just wish it had been a little faster for me, but I'm going to stick with it.
It doesn't bother me at all. It feels right for the piece somehow, and it does. I think it is based on a movie.
Yeah.
From 2013. But
it's, by the way, it's made by women. I mean, really, behind the scenes, directed by Rachel Perkins.
So many women involved.
Yeah.
And it's a very sort of a masculine kind of a. Although that there are stereotypically, but there are a lot of women who are very important to the plot also. And I love it. It's like when Mimi Lederer directed Deep Impact. Women can do anything. It does not have your sex has nothing to do with your talent as a director
or your sensibilities.
So, Mystery Road, Acorn TV, all 6 episodes are there. Be patient.
Yes. Now, last week we talked to you about This Is Us and how much we've been enjoying the new season, and we just want to say, in case you haven't watched, Tess, who is the young daughter of Beth and Randall. Well, I think it's pretty much said
she's feeling she might
be a lesbian. She just kind of came out to Kate, her aunt, and it was a beautiful little moment.
It was. It was a wonderful episode.
It was the Thanksgiving
those children.
episode. Yeah.
Oh my God, they're so terrific. And this little girl who plays Tess is really, really good.
Yeah, it was a little, just a few moments practically one line, but it was kind of her coming out. And now she asked Kate not to tell her parents, so we'll see how that unfolds. But I liked it.
Yeah, I liked the episode very much, and this adds a nice little twist.
Now, last week I said we might have to talk about it's coming up to the end of fall season. We're going to have winter season soon, and new shows that are going to start in the mid-season. So I wanted to recap and see, now that we've caught up almost on all of our shows, which is our favorite new fall TV show.
However, before...
I just want to say, though, that I ran a little... I asked you guys on Instagram, and even though you came back with many, many different answers, the one show that came back more than twice, because there was very little repetition, you ran the gamut, was FBI.
Interesting.
Yes.
Because I'm not that thrilled with it.
I know, though a couple of people mentioned Celia Ward as a very big motivation to watch.
We have a lot of lesbian and women viewers, so one would... That's not surprising.
Eva mentioned Missy Peregrine as well.
I love Missy Peregrine, by the way.
But I can see the appeal. I can see the appeal, but what is your favorite show? Favorite new fall show?
Well, again, none of the episodic shows really have grabbed me. My favorite is, I won't say it, but my favorite really of the episodic shows is The Rookie.
Which is mine too, but I have a new one, actually.
Oh, okay. But I have to say that overall, of all the new shows that we've watched, I have to say that Homecoming was my absolute favorite. It just
made the cutoff for a fall show.
Just riveted me. I was consumed by it.
I have to say, I think for me, again, The Rookie from the network shows, I think Queen America. Queen America is my
Queen
new
America.
favorite show.
I don't know that it will ever make it to my favorite show, but it really was. I can't wait to watch the next episode, and that is
saying a lot.
Yeah, I can't say that about a lot of the new shows, and because Liron was in Israel and we got behind, I wasn't allowed to watch anything that we watched together. There are several series that we haven't caught up on, and I have to say that I was expecting Manifest to be my favorite, and it hasn't quite lived up to expectations. I like it very much.
It's all right.
But Liron, I have to beg her to catch up on
right,
it.
But
I'm enjoying it, but it's not the great series I
Those
expected.
kinds of shows have to be miniseries. You have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. You have to have it be tight. Otherwise, it drags and it drags and it drags.
Well, I don't find it to drag, but I just don't find it to be as good as I'd hoped.
Well, I think by now we should know a little more about what the hell went on with that plane.
Well, we're getting an idea of why it happened. The mystery is what happened with it. If you solve the problem,
you don't need to solve
by the fifth
problem.
episode.
No, but
who cares?
you need to drop little clues. I'm just worried because shows like this usually don't have a good payoff with what indeed happened. The mystery doesn't end up being as good as it you want it to be, and so
That's okay. I'm willing to go with it.
But what we do want to mention is, even though the new shows didn't grab us as much, there are new seasons of older shows that have been really upping the game.
Absolutely.
Phenomenally. For me, you'll say yours, I'll say mine. For me, but I think you share that.
I agree completely.
The Good Doctor and 911 are having fantastic second seasons. I specifically want to mention the last episode of 911, which was all about Henrietta,
yes,
which was wonderful.
Wonderful episode. I have to say The Good Doctor I adored from the beginning, so there was no reason for it to even have to up its game, but it did.
And especially because they really added Christina Chang. She's more...
I love her.
Yes, and they needed another female doctor. They needed another, doctor, besides a doctor who is up on the ranks. The addition of Lisa Edelstein. I love her character.
I'm not a Lisa Edelstein fan. But...
I know. But anyway, it's such a moving show. It touches me so deeply. Every episode, Freddie Highmore is a god.
This boy needs to be nominated for an Emmy.
He does.
People.
He does. If This Is Us can be nominated, he can be nominated as well. Also, I want to mention, and please don't let the show ever come to an end, SVU, 20th season.
Very
still
good season.
Going so
I think
strong.
not only going strong, I think that the
one
last
of their best seasons.
Couple of seasons have been so much better than some of the middle seasons, which I felt were written terribly. We just hung in there because it's SVU and we love SVU.
And it was uneven, but some episodes were better than others.
Mostly I thought that it had really gone down downhill, and now it's really,
So good.
really good. And Chicago PD.
Chicago PD
What
has
a
become a show that I kept
season.
saying, "Oh, Chicago PD is on. Let's watch
Yes,
it."
absolutely. It used to be one of our sort of, okay, we don't have anything much to watch. Let's watch Chicago PD.
Yeah.
Really,
Or as we like to call it, Chicago Peds.
Peds. This season has been amazing, and I
Every
love
episode.
Tracy Spiriadakis. I think that's how you say her name. She's
Yeah.
been a great addition. It's just been really fascinating. And
Again, it has a lot more gravitas now.
it does, and it's very surprising. The episode that we just watched,
Which is not the last one.
which is not the last one, we thought was sure to go a certain way, and then they turned around and slapped us in the face with something completely unexpected
And very serious.
And it made me very unhappy, but it was really
In a good way.
excellent.
Yeah.
I just loved it, and I also have to say that my Walking Dead, which I adore and have been a huge fan of, and was very let down over the last few seasons. I just thought it was getting boring. It wasn't going anywhere. I didn't like what was happening with it. I was so sick of Negan. I just wanted to start screaming and never stop. Has been superb this season. Absolute this demi-season, whatever it is half season. And since then, they did something really, I think, brilliant. Since Rick supposedly died, I don't think Rick is dead. Anyway, they've jumped 4 years, I think, in the future. And this is wonderful to see they're still around, what's evolved, what's happening. Really, really, really good. I can't wait for the next episode.
Alrighty, so that is our Thanksgiving podcast. We'll have lots more to talk to you about next week because that's how we roll. And we hope you'll be right back here to listen to it.
Absolutely.
So have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. Don't get stamped on out there in Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all those other things. And we'll see you right back next week. Bye.
Bye.